A warm welcome to Business Daily here on Trust TV. I am Yusuf Akogo. Here we bring you up to date with issues in the world of business. A whole lot happening there in the world of business. I want to congratulate the Trust TV family for winning the Best Television Program Award at the Maiden Born Broadcasting Award that was held yesterday. Of course, our program Law and Order won that award yesterday beating competition from different media. I must say again, a big congratulations to Trust TV family, a very, very young station doing marvelously well there in the television industry in Nigeria. Quickly, we look at our top stories at this moment. Take a look at it. Glad to have you back. Interesting development there in the world of business. Now we move you straight to the capital market, and of course we give you up to date with what happened yesterday on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange. And we go in straight from the Nigerian market, where we have the all share index there, closing strong again for the fourth trading day of the week. There up there 0.31%, and of course the all share index way above 52,000 basis points. And of course the market cap also added a remarkable over 100 billion yesterday to the market capitalization. And of course, if you look at the volume of trade at exchange hands among investors yesterday, about 608.796 million volume of shares, and of course valued at about 7.892 billion naira in the deals worth 66666. You will say 6,666 deals there exchange hands among investors yesterday on the floor of the capital market. A very, very huge one. If you look at what happened in the market the previous day, you discover that about 18% improvement in terms of volume we saw yesterday, and of course in terms of turnover 9.9% also improvement, and in deals as well. So we look at the gainers. We have MRS, is an oil and gas company, gaining 37 naira there, 10 kobo, to close strong there at 9.93%. And if you look at the Nigerian Brewery down there on the number 2 list there, also gaining 38 naira 70 kobo to close positive there at 9.63%. And of course, Cornerstone Insurance completing our top 3 gainers today, gaining 81 kobo to close also positive at 9.46%. And quickly we look at the losers table. Of course, we have Chip PLC also closing negative there, losing 60 kobo there to close down at 7.69%. And of course, May and Baker on the losing side today, 4 naira 15 kobo there to close negative at 6.74%. And of course, Sovereign Insurance was up yesterday, but the previous trading session, they are down 43 kobo there to close negative there, 6 0.52%. And of course, if you look at it, the investors in those companies are actually in there trying to take profit. Of course, when you invest, a time will come that you want to reap from your investment. That is why we are seeing profit taking from some of these stocks that you are actually seeing on the losing chart today. But we quickly look at the top traded stock. All of them, with the exception of Transcorp, from the banking sector. Of course, Fidelity Bank, they have been there, 254 million volume of shares of that company actually exchange hands among investors. And of course, you look at the Access Bank there. I mean, for almost a month running, they have been very, very attractive to investors, both foreign and local. They're doing 103 million volume of shares. And of course, Transcorp Nigeria, they have been very, very featuring in the news. You know, their investment in the the power sector as well. So they are actually trying to see how they can actually take advantage of investment that may likely to come into the power sector by the incoming government there. Their share is strong there. 63.4 million volume of shares of that company were traded that day. We look at the sector in terms of performance. Of course, the banking sector has remained strong there, 0.96%. And if you look at the industrial sector, the only sector that is in the red zone today, 0.10%. The consumer goods index is down, is also strong there, 1.09%. And of course, the oil and gas sector, they have been there also, 0.49%. The NJS insurance is also there, 0.48%. With the out of the five sectors we're actually looking at today, 4 of them are in green. And of course, the negative one here is the industrial sector. We hope that at the close of business today, there might be changes to what happened in that counter. Now we look at the African market quickly before we go to our guest. We look at the JSE in South Africa, Johannesburg Stock Exchange, closing strong there, 0.26%. And if you go to the East Africa, where you have the Uganda Stock Exchange there, these negative, closing negative yesterday at the close of the business, 0.04%. The Uganda Stock Exchange is a very, very young exchanges, though not so positioned to attract so much investors like their Nairobi counterpart. Both of them are actually in the same region. If you look at Nairobi as well, they are also down 1.41%. So these are the look of the how the market closed yesterday in some part of Africa where we are actually watching. And I understand that my guest, Charles Fagroga, a stockbroker, he joins me live now from Benin City in Edo State. Good morning, Mr. Charles.
Good morning, Yusuf.
Glad to have you join us. Tell us, how is the market doing this morning before we go into the analysis?
Okay. It is showing slight improvement. The market is slightly up as we speak. We have the likes of MTN Cocoa is up. Royal Exchange is also up. Geregu, the power sector giant, is also up as well. Wapik, Mansa, these are the few ones that are already up. The market is looking a bit bright. However, you know, it's just about after 11, thereabout, anything can still happen because the bulls and the bears are still at each other. But on the flip side, as the losers, we have Triple G, that is has already lost 10%, is down. We have Cheap LC, that consolidated Allmark Insurance is also down. May and Beta is also down, but of course, Airtel Africa is also down. So these are what is going on right now. But I believe as more traders come to the floor, we might see a reversal. Well, let's begin to see trading is still going on because we're in continuous trading stage now of the market.
Interesting. Let's look at what happened yesterday. We saw the market also closing positive yesterday, 0.31% it ended. That's the first trade time we're having that. I mean, third trade time rather, we're having that for a week. We are waiting for what will happen today and of course tomorrow as well. What do you think is actually keeping the Nigerian market afloat despite the challenges that we have in the economy?
Yes. It makes analysts look at it and say, yes, the Nigerian market sometimes will defy what is happening in the local environment. One, because these companies, the managers, I would say, they are very resilient. The inflation, fight economic environment is not too favorable. We are seeing some of them posting numbers. Because what drives this resilience is when investors are seeing good numbers. Like we have said, Q1 numbers are already out. Investors have seen some of the positive, so they're trying to position themselves. However, the market, like you said, yes, up. Today is likely going to close up again, but at the same time, the chances are there because people want to take profits. People might want to take profit today, being Thursday, okay? So it is still 50-50. And like I said, we have a lot of gainers and also losers. I mean, the time is just still after 11. We cannot 100% market is going to close northward or southward, but as the day progresses, we'll begin to see how that plays out.
Now, Mr. Charles, a whole lot is happening in the markets. If I am an investor, quite a whole lot of foreign investors and, of course, the local investors are actually listening, are watching and listening to you right now. If I am an investor and I want to invest in the capital market, which areas of the market do you want me to put my money at this time?
Well, they say you put your money where your mouth is. Yes, some person will say follow where the billionaires are investing. Of course, if you can take that in. But my advice has always been, please, any investor that is coming to the capital market, do your own homework. That is number one. Ensure that the sectors you are investing in are in line with your values. You must also have your own investment philosophy. Do you want to be long-term? Do you want to be short-term? Or do you want to keep speculating? So once you have that clearly stated out, you talk to your broker, then it will say, okay, these are the sectors. At the end of the day, you are the one that will take your decision. So for the local investor, the small-scale investor that wants to come to the market, you must also realize that there are risks that are involved. You need to understand that risk. You need a little knowledge about the market for you to take decisions. So if I'm to advise young investors or investors to come to the market now, I will tell them, yes, you look at the financial service industry, you look at the telecom industry, you also look at the consumer goods industry, industrial industries. There you have companies that have done so well. The numbers are there. You can key into these companies and tell your broker, this is what and what that you require. But I must assure you, in all the industries, there are good companies that any investor can invest in.
Mr. Charles, before I let you go, FGN saving bonds is another sector that is not regularly being reported. Tell us, how is that sector feeling right now?
FGN saving bonds, yes, we must give kudos to DMO. They are doing a lot. You can see that security comes out every month, and there is a possibility of you also trading it in the secondary market. Yes, I will advise small-scale investor, because with little as 5,000 naira, you can get into that FGN savings bond. You can use that as a savings plan, because as a personal finance expert, the only way you can save is for you to create that habit of saving. And the FGN savings bond is that vehicle in which you can start that habit and get your returns. Because one, it is backed by the full weight of the federal government. Somebody will ask me, well, federal government is owing so much, why would I want to invest in federal government savings bond? The answer is the government cannot default, no matter the situation.
Charles Fakroga, stockbroker, I must thank you for joining us this morning, all the way from Benin City in Edo State. You are attending a DMO meeting there, and we wish you all the best in that meeting.
Thank you very much. I'll be heading to Lagos tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Thank you.